And now the Hansons and Hiatus podcast with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It is episode 108 of the Hansons on Hiatus podcast. I'm your host, Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And don't forget to support the podcast. buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy us some virtual beers.
We will drink them.
We will chug them.
You will chug them.
I will chug them, yeah. Also, check out the merch store, hansonsonhiatus.com. We got some new designs up there, correct?
Yeah, we got spring break. We have Easter, 420. Lots of fun stuff.
Yeah, and we still have St. Patrick's Day. I know it's already happened, but get your shirt for next year. Get your Cheers Fuckers shirt.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
Big seller. Everyone loved that shirt.
It was. And as well, we got the links to the podcast, YouTube, Spotify, everything else. We have you can become a monthly fucky supporter. You can be a little fucky for $1 a month. You can be a medium fucky for $5 a month, or you can be a big old fucky for $10 a month.
We love all our fuckies.
We do. I want to thank some of our fuckies, Luis, Manny, Spandex Thor, Brian P, Antonio, Chrissy, Christina, and Tom. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much.
And like, follow, share, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music. At Hansons on Hiatus.
We be there.
We be everywhere. All right. We had a busy, not even just a weekend. It was a long weekend. It was like a holiday weekend.
It was like a long week and weekend.
Yeah.
It's a long month.
Yes, yeah. So we went on a little road trip with my parents to go see some friends. But before we left, there was the World Pro Volleyball Tournament Tour.
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah.
You did say that. It was like World Tour Volleyball Pro Women
Elite 16.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool. It was right here in Playa del Carmen. And we saw it was the week before it was in Progreso.
Yeah.
And then now we saw it on TV. It was somewhere else. So I don't know where it's going, but it is the tour, I guess. And there's volleyball players from all over the world. I mean, they're countries. It's not even like, team, Sandy Tits or whatever.
Nope.
It's like America or USA versus Mexico or versus what was it? Italy.
We saw
Germany.
Australia. We saw Argentina.
Yeah, all of it. And they set up like this really cool stadium right like down I guess downtown Playa del Carmen by the ferry pier to Cozumel, right on the beach. They set up stands there and everything. We got tickets that were like $5 for the first day.
So cheap.
Yeah, super cheap. But we saw the women's. I guess they did have men's there as well, but that was like later in the week after we'd already gone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like the women's. The women's was fun.
It was. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Gotta say, Argentina was killing it with the swimsuits. For some reason, at least one of the U.S. women's team, they were wearing like skirts. Those like golfing skirts.
The first few rounds we watched, first few games, they all had like the little bikinis on. That was fine. And then as the day progressed, there was we had some skirts on. Mexico had pants on.
Yeah, they were wearing like leggings, workout leggings.
Oh my God. It was so hot that day
Unreal.
too. We were like, take off the pants.
I know. I was so like I got pretty sunburned actually because I didn't put any. So we're getting into the season where the sun starts getting more intense.
Yeah.
And you don't really know when it's coming because the temperature could be the same another month as it is this month.
Yeah.
But you can get burnt way easier even if it's 90 degrees both days.
Right. Like February, we barely wore sunscreen. It was still hot out.
Yeah. So it's typically the winter.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And then end of March kicked in.
Yeah.
We both got burnt.
Yeah. I didn't put any sunscreen on because we got there like 9 a.m. and we're just going to stay for like an hour and a half. We ended up staying until noon.
Yeah.
And I was burnt as hell.
You were red. You had a nice tank top tan, a nice hat tan.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. It was not great.
This side of my face was burnt and I don't usually get burnt. I was crispy. I was like, oh no, my poor face.
So it is sunscreen season. So now anytime we just even go outside, just go to the grocery store or whatever. If you're going to be outside for an extended period of time here in our part of Mexico, put on some sunscreen.
Slap it on.
Yeah.
You know what, wrinkles.
Yeah. Or get a big old hat and wear a long sleeve shirt like the locals do.
Or all of it. All of the above.
Yeah. So our trip was we were going to Merida, which is in the state of Yucatan. Which is west of us. It's almost like the very tip top of the peninsula. So like you're looking at Mexico, you see the curl. We're on the outside of the curl. This is at the very top of the curl. Well, inland about 40 minutes, but towards the top.
That way.
Yeah. And then after that, we were going those 45 minutes to the coast, to the very top, which was Progreso, Puerto Progreso. That's where our friend Sydney lives.
Yes.
So she just moved. She was our old neighbor and just moved, 2 months ago?
Early January. Yeah. A couple months ago.
Yeah. So she has a little Chihuahua Cheyenne that she rescued that we used to babysit.
That we are her godparents.
We are her godparents. That's
so
true.
we had to go visit our goddaughter.
Yeah. So first we went to Merida with, and my parents were coming too because my dad had gone to Merida in like the 70s on a mission trip for when he was in optometry school.
That's right.
And so he wanted to go back, and so we thought, we'll bring him along. It'll be easy. We're taking a bus, so it wasn't like we're flying somewhere with him or anything like that.
Easy trip.
Yeah. So we take the bus. What was it, like 3.5, 4 hours?
Yeah, almost 4 hours, which really, it did not feel like 4 hours.
No.
I mean, you're not driving. They have movies on. You're in the AC. You're just on your phone doing stuff. So it went by pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're coming to this part of Mexico and you're trying to go from the airport or you're going like a significant distance, take the ADO bus. It's cheap. It's comfortable. They got plug-ins, bathrooms, TVs, everything.
They do.
Yeah.
I would suggest
it's
sitting
nice.
towards the front. That's our favorite.
Yeah, that's our spot. Yeah, so we take the bus there. We get there to Merida, and our plan was, since we got there at like noon or like 11:45, we couldn't check into our Airbnb yet. So we're like, let's do the hop on, hop off bus tour. Get to know Merida a little bit. We've talked about these bus tours before. I always recommend them in any city just so you can get a lay of the land, see some stuff, get some information that you normally don't. But we got there and we're waiting. It's hot as fuck.
So hot.
And we're waiting there with our backpacks and in the square, and the bus comes around finally, and they're like, oh, the bus is broken, so it's going to be ready in about another 30 minutes. Well, I think it was about an hour.
Yeah, he was like 30, 40. We should have known in Mexico, Mexican time is like an hour plus.
Yeah. So we finally get on the bus, and it's hot, and we find out that the tour is only in Spanish.
Yeah.
So
usually the tour bus has like the little headphones, or they'll say it in Spanish and they'll say it in English. We can understand a lot of Spanish, but not everything. And your parents really can't. They're not actively learning Spanish like we are. So it was a little difficult.
Yeah. And then my brother got my parents those like translation earbuds.
Yes.
And my dad decided that was a good time to try to get them to work. And so
I would say true Hanson fashion. Right before
True.
you need them, let's set them up.
Let's try it. So yeah. So most of the tour, he's like looking down at his phone, trying to like
install an app,
it and figure it out or whatever. And so I think he missed a lot of the tour,
Yeah.
but it was still cool though. Like you could see all the it's a colonial city, so a lot of really beautiful architecture and mansions and it's a nice city.
Tons of mansions, very clean city. Everyone was so nice to us, coming up to us, trying to figure out, where are you from? You want anything? You need anything? Not like kind of like hassling you to buy something, but truly interested. Like, where did you guys come from? What do you need? What are you doing?
Yeah, that one guy like gave us all the details about. He's like, "Oh, go here in this park tonight. There's gonna be live music. You can go over here, and they're gonna do this." And I'm like, "All right, what are you selling me?" And he was just being friendly. I was like, "Oh, okay."
He did give us a card to come eat dinner at his restaurant.
Oh yeah, get a free margarita.
Yeah, we were like, okay, thank you.
So we did the tour. We saw one of the bullfighting arenas, and which was interesting. I mean, like we couldn't see inside. It's just the circular building, but it was interesting because I just read. I don't know if it's all of Mexico or just in Mexico City, but they've now banned like bullfighting where they kill the bull. Which why are they still doing that?
Yeah,
like
why
who
would you
wants to
kill
go
him?
watch that? I don't know because they stick those like fucking javelin things in their back and everything. But now I guess in Mexico City it's like called bloodless bullfighting or whatever.
That's how it should be.
But I was reading, it's a big industry actually. It brings in like $400 million a year in Mexico. So I don't know. I guess I'd have to talk to like an old school Mexican that could tell me if it's a big deal to not have them do that anymore. I wouldn't think it would be, but some people hate change and whatever.
I thought they did that more in like Spain, not so much. I really didn't know they did bullfighting here.
Yeah.
I really didn't know. I thought it was more like,
Well, I don't know if you know, but
Yeah.
they speak Spanish.
I do
here.
know. Just because you're speaking the same language doesn't mean
No,
you're
I know, but the
stabbing bulls the same way.
I know, but I'm saying a lot of the influence came from Spain,
Right.
like when they conquered them. So.
But when you see those like things on TV, it's always in Spain. I've never seen it here, but
True.
apparently it is.
Yeah. So so we did that. Then we get to our Airbnb. great Airbnb.
Oh wow,
Except
yeah.
for it being 3 stories and having to spiral staircase up to each
A
level.
lot of places in Mexico have, limited space, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Gotta
So
build up.
they go up. And this spiral staircase, woo, I was more worried. I mean, I was worried for myself to not fall down or up them. You as well, but your parents really. I was like, take your time.
Yeah.
Please don't fall. We don't need to go to the Merida emergency room while we're here.
Yeah. And then you tie on the staircase on the bottom level, you tied a little like fluorescent rag or something to it so nobody would hit their head on it.
The day one that we went upstairs, came down, the stairs that stick out, that, I don't know, the stairs.
Yeah.
As I was walking by, it was like this whoosh right by my eye. And it was like, someone's going to hit their head off of this and we're going to have a problem. And it's probably going to be me. So I just found like a wash rag somewhere and tied it on there. So we didn't hurt ourselves.
Yeah. And when you took it down like 10 minutes before we were leaving our Airbnb, my dad was very concerned about where the rag went.
Well, yeah. He was like, why did you move it? I was like, I put it there. And he's like, oh, I thought it was there from the Airbnb host. He thought they were being like proactive. Please don't hurt yourself on
He's
the
like,
stairs.
why would you take it down? Somebody could still hit their head. I was like, just don't hit your head in 10
True.
minutes.
I thought we were walking out the door, but I should have waited.
Yeah. We did some brewery hopping first night and day we were there.
Of course.
Yeah.
We couldn't go to another town without that.
Well, I mean, it's what you do there. I mean,
Sure.
that's not what you do there, but there's not a ton to do in Merida. It's more of a foodie city, history, things like that, like a lot of cathedrals and stuff. So it's not like it's kind of like Atlanta where there wasn't like I always say this, like there wasn't one main reason to go to Atlanta. Like there's not, like when we lived in Orlando, Disney or Universal or the beach or whatever, like there isn't one main tourist attraction for Atlanta. It's just kind of like the things to do there. There's concerts and there's festivals and there's tubing and hiking and there's things to do, but there's not like a hidden gem kind of thing of the city.
There's too much to do in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Definitely. So we did some brewery hopping. Gotta say, I wasn't super impressed with the beer.
I know.
At most of them. I think we went to like 6 or 8 breweries and beer bars and they were all like okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, like, oh my God, I would never come here again, but none of them like blew me away.
Yeah,
like where I'm like, oh, I got to take this home.
Right. We didn't get any to go, which is very rare for you,
Well,
especially.
I got a couple beers to go, but they were from a beer bar that sold other breweries beer. And so they're from like Mexico City or something. But you're right. I didn't take any home.
You weren't bringing any Merida breweries home.
Yeah. Really the best one I thought was Fauna.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even from Merida. They just have a tap room there, but their pizza was really good.
Oh, their pizza was so good. It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I did like the Petito.
Oh, the Petito Brewery?
Petito.
Yeah.
But they were out of like they only had 2. Their IPA is really good, but that's all they had.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. This other spot, or I was saying this to my dad, this other spot that we went, which we'll get to, they had all their beers there. So you guys should have got a beer there when we were there.
Yeah.
It was another like outpost.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well.
But one of the cool spots that we did go to that we did discover is, so Merida is like, what is it, like 1 million people?
Yeah.
Like 1.1 million people. So it's a large city.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing with Mexico City. They have a free zoo there.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate the word zoo because there's like, zoo has such a negative connotation to it because
Right.
there are shitty zoos where they are, the animals are in bad condition and they don't take care of them well and stuff like that. But there's other, like, I want to call them like animal parks that are about conservation and they treat the animals very well and they're not locked in tiny cages or anything like that.
Yeah.
These are like animal parks and it's called Animaya, and it is one of the things that there's 2 animal parks there that the city owns, and they're free to get in. Like you can just walk right in. It's no big deal.
I don't know how they're free and they're amazing, especially the one in Mexico City. This one also just amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And so this one, the Animaya, is set up kind of like a safari type park where it's this huge area, and there's tons of area in the Yucatan. So this huge area, and they have this kind of, I don't know what you call it. It's not like a lake, I guess lagoon or something, kind of.
Pond, lagoon.
And it's like all the animals are together. They're all roaming around. So there's like zebras and ostriches and water buffalo and all these kind of deer type animals.
every kind of deer and antelope
Antelope
I think I've ever seen, and we're there.
Yeah, tons of big ass lizards.
Yeah.
They also had, and so they're all together and they're just roaming around. And so you can either go up this like 115-foot high Mayan, was it stele? Is that what it is? Like the big, straight up basically, and see the whole park, or you can just walk around the area, or you can also take this, what was like the little truck thing that they pulled through there. It's like they open up the gates and it's almost like a safari type ride.
Yeah,
where,
like a little bus that takes you around. A little trolley
it's not
thing.
like a bus. It's like a truck that pulls a thing behind it.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you can. It's like going to like Animal Kingdom at Disney. They have the open air kind of trailer type thing with seats and a covering and everything like that.
Yeah.
So you can do that, and then they also have a catamaran that goes out to Monkey Island. We didn't do that because it wasn't working that day.
Yeah, I didn't see any monkeys.
Yeah, but they have hippos and lions and zebras and giraffes and everything. And oh my! But they all look super well taken care of. We watched them all, like the feeding of them and everything, and they're just fucking. They just look happy. They look like having a great time.
I could have sat there all day and watched the giant ass iguanas interacting with all these animals, and nobody was scared of each other.
No.
I'm thinking like, oh, this iguana is going to eat this pigeon, or he's going to bite the zebra. No, they're all just hanging out with each other, munching on the same food, just hanging out.
Just having a good time. So yeah, that was super cool. And they also had rides there too. It was almost like a carnival. Like they had, what were those?
A kids section.
What were those ones that like they spin you around and it goes around? It was like
the teacups,
yeah,
kind of.
Yeah,
I don't even know what they're called. Tilt-a-whirl?
Tilt-a-whirl. Yeah, that's what it is. Jesus,
I don't know where I pulled that out of.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. Like, why can't we think of these fucking normal words right now?
I think because
did you smoke us up before we did this? Did you blow up my face?
It's almost 420.
Yeah, that's true.
I think like all these words that we grew up with, especially in the Midwest, they're a little bit different and they've changed throughout the years to be PC. So we're always saying the wrong word or looking for the right
true.
one.
We're like, is this what it is? Let's see what else. We went to the Grand Parque something. What was it called? A la Plancha.
Oh, yeah.
and it was it used to be this it was like the train yards of Merida back in the day. They took it out and made this big beautiful park there, and there's like this lake that you can jog around, and there's like what are those little pond things? Or like the swimming things, like a splash pool kind of for kids.
Like the little fountain.
Where were you on that one?
I don't. Well, I didn't know you were looking for splash pool.
Yeah, but the thing you and my mom went in, and you like kind of just soaked your feet in. And then they have like yoga classes, and they had a swap meet going on, and they have a movie screen up, and then they have like some of the old train cars there, and just it was
Everything.
really nice.
Tons of food, beer, whatever you wanted there.
Yeah, there was a giant outdoor food court kind of thing. It has an awning or whatever covering over it, and yeah, just tons of different. There was 2 or 3 brewery like stands in there. They had tacos, they had sushi, they had what else?
Shops, coffee,
desserts.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it was great. But that's where the Petito brewery had like a little outpost there, and they had all their beers. They even had a pumpkin one from Halloween.
I got a coffee at that point. That's why.
Yeah.
I had a nice
Lame.
coffee.
Lame.
I needed a little pick-me-up. We were doing a lot.
But yeah, so that was really cool. What else did we do there? Oh, we went out to eat at this place, Chaya Maya.
So funny.
Yeah.
Chaya Maya.
And we went there last time we'd been to Merida. That one other time we've been there. What was it, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's like traditional Yucatec. Was it Yucateca? Yucateco? Food from the Yucatan, and so they do like a lot of different sauces and spices and stuff like that. Yeah, super good. So I got this thing. I can't remember what it's called. It was like Tres Yucatecos something or other, and it was 3 crepes stuffed with turkey, and then covered in the 3 different sauces from the Maya. And then what was it? A banana puree like in between it. It was really good.
It was weird. It looked like mashed potatoes that was like piped out with a cake thing.
Yeah, like frosting kind of.
Yeah, we were like, ooh, what is that? Oh,
yeah, it was really good. And then I had deviled egg in the middle, or hard boiled egg.
Yeah, perfect for you.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. And then what did you have?
I got the arrachera.
Oh,
it was delicious.
Did you? I thought you got like a steak.
Your mom got the New York steak.
Okay,
It was called
strip.
New York steak. It didn't say strip. It was just New York steak.
Yeah.
But it was a big strip.
Nice.
But no, my arrachera was so good.
Ooh.
It was delicious and tender. Your mom went back and forth between the two and asked the guy, and he said, lean this way. And then I asked between another two, and he was like, the arrachera. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, and then
delicious.
my dad who doesn't eat meat really, but he'll eat fish and stuff.
Yeah.
He got this thing, and it was like 3 tortillas stacked on top of each other. It had some other stuff in between, but it was made with shark.
Poor Mark.
Yeah, and it was I can't remember what the word was in Spanish, but it was basically like veal for shark. So it was like baby shark.
Baby shark.
Baby shark.
No, we're so sorry. Everyone's had that song in their head for like 2 years.
Yeah. So that really good food, great service there. So, and any of these places that we're talking about, if you're planning on going to Merida, feel free to shoot us a message and we can give you some more information and let you know where all these spots are, because it's a cool city. I probably couldn't spend a week there, but it's nice to go visit now and then, get some different foods and stuff like that. But and so when we were leaving Merida to go up to Progreso, which is like 45 minutes north, we did probably stop at the best restaurant in Merida.
I know what you're gonna say.
We found a motherfucking Wendy's.
We did. Didn't know there were any Wendy's in Mexico, like at all.
No.
Like nowhere.
Yeah. We've never seen a Wendy's in Mexico. No. Alexis's brother works for Wendy's and told us that there are no Wendy's in Mexico.
Alex, you're in trouble. Well, he said they started, I think when he told us like last year or the year before, he's like, they're going to start putting them in Mexico. We're like, where?
Okay.
Don't
well,
they?
We found out there's 40 already in Mexico.
Yes.
So I think we are all a little misinformed.
We tell you. I'll let you go.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I mean, it was great.
It was the best Wendy's I've ever had in my life, and I've eaten a lot of Wendy's.
Yeah.
I had the spicy chicken sandwich combo. I usually do not eat the whole sandwich. I eat the whole thing.
Yeah. I got some chili. I got a junior bacon cheeseburger.
Yes.
What else? We got some Frosties.
And we dipped the fries
we should have had another
in.
Frosty on the way back.
I
Man, we
know.
really fucked up.
We did get junior bacon cheeseburgers to go, though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But it was a great Wendy's. Like, there was literally 17 people working there.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Just at the 3 registers, you could see 6 or 8 people. There was more back in the kitchen. They had a lady opening the door for people.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lady that stood by the sauces and helped you with the sauce and the what was it, the fountain drink thing.
I was like, I'm good.
And then there was somebody by the bathroom just standing there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess you could say, what the fuck are they doing? But you could also say, at least they're employing 17 fucking people at one restaurant.
And they were always doing something, cleaning, moving.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been, not that we were served at Wendy's, but when we were done, they came around. They're like, oh, can we take your things? We're like, sure, where are we? They cleaned up for us.
And they had the drive-through window, and then next to it, they had another window where like an Uber Eats driver could just walk up and get the to-go orders there, so they didn't have to go inside or go through the drive-through or anything.
Whole nother world.
Very smart.
They're like, don't come in here. We already have 300 people in here.
Yeah. And also, we didn't go there, but we saw they had a Texas Roadhouse there too.
Yeah. What the heck was that?
I don't know. I'll take it.
There's like a little part of America north of Merida for some reason.
It's funny. We always we go to these different places in Mexico and we're like, like in Mexico City, they have a Chili's there or something. And we're like, let's go to Chili's. I mean, we didn't, but you want to.
Let me tell you, our favorite foods at home, when we find them here, they're better. I don't want to sound like that person, like it's better here, but they use better ingredients. They don't have as much crap and fillers and sodium and things in it. I didn't feel gross after I chowed down a whole bunch of Wendy's. It's just so weird. Like everything tastes better.
Yeah.
Even I don't eat McDonald's in the US. I eat McDonald's here often, and it's so good.
Yeah. Well, one, I think it's because they're not allowed to use a lot of the stuff that they can use in the US, cooking and stuff like that. And also number 2, Mexicans are way harder workers, so they're going to clean shit better. The food's going to taste better. They're going to do things right. Where, in the U.S. it might be some, 16-year-old kid that doesn't give a shit and he just wants to get off and go smoke weed.
True.
So I mean, I know I'm making huge generalizations, but
Right.
I think in general, that it makes sense. Well, Mexicans are very hard workers.
Oh, they are.
So, yeah. So I don't know, but it was fantastic.
Mhm.
It was really, really good.
I would go back.
Yeah.
5 stars.
Yeah. Oh, and also we were taking an Uber to a brewery, And so we're driving along, and then I think what we were at, like a stoplight or something like that.
Yeah.
And we drove by one of those like kind of, it was like a check into cash place.
Yeah, it looked like that cash advance kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they were just having a special or they just opened, but they had everything. They had music. They had an MC on the microphone. They had, guys dancing.
The girls dancing.
Yeah, girls in skimpy outfits. And they had this one guy in a costume. I think he could be on Dancing with the Stars.
He pulled out like a whole bachata like dance. I don't like a whole routine.
Yeah. And he was like kind of turned the other way, and then he turned back around and saw us, and then he was like, "Oh, it's time to shine, motherfucker."
This is it. He was using our car to like back up on it. He's like, "Woo!" We were like, "Oh my god!" It was amazing.
Yeah,
we were dying laughing.
super funny.
Even our Uber driver was dying.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was Merida, basically, or it's Merida.
Merida.
Yeah, Merida.
Merida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merida.
Yeah. Why not Merida?
Yeah. So we were from there. We were going up to the coastal town of Progreso, and that was the one I was saying is at the very top of the peninsula, basically. And it's just like kind of going into it, we thought it was kind of like maybe a little bit older, retired community, sleepy beach town, whatever. We get there. First of all, we have a great hotel. I just found it on Google Maps. I was just clicking around trying to find a place near our friend Sydney that lives up there, and they don't have a website. They don't have a booking site. Like you can't book it through, booking.com or anything like that.
Yeah.
You literally just have to message them on WhatsApp, and I had to like wire them money for a down payment and then pay the rest in cash.
I didn't feel good about that. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
We're going to just lose half of our deposit and not have a place to stay.
I know. I was a little worried too, but it turned out really nice. We had two beautiful big rooms, one for us, one for my parents. And we had the view of the ocean out our window was just amazing.
Amazing. The breeze. We had a lovely pool, and the owners or the hosts, they were lovely. They were amazing, and everything was great there.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. So so once we got in, checked in and everything, we wanted to go see our friend Sydney and her pup Cheyenne. So we started walking over, and they were at the beach already. So we walk over to meet them, and we see her, and she's waving at us. We're quite a ways away, and she has Cheyenne, and we start going, Cheyenne, like saying her name. And then she's starting to walk like very calmly, and it's like who the fuck are these people? Because they were quite a ways away. And then when she like gets kind of, maybe like 100 yards out or something, she just starts sprinting towards us.
Yes,
like,
she remembered.
Yeah, she remembered.
Friends.
Yeah, because we are her godparents.
We are.
Yeah, but we've watched her quite a bit, so she loves us.
Oh, she does. She loves you so much. She did. She gave us a look like, why? How do you know my name? And then she put two and two together. Like, I know those people.
Yeah. But yeah, the beach was really nice, super calm. It's maybe not as
gorgeous,
clear as like our area because we have like maybe a little bit less sand, more reef. But because it was all the color, like all the turquoise and emerald greens and blues and everything. But just like on the beach, it was, the sand would get turned up a little bit. So, not like that was an issue. I was just saying the water's a little bit different. Tons of shells.
Tons of seashells. I've never seen so many, not even in Florida. They were so many.
Yeah, like you couldn't see the beach. It was just like all these, there was a lot of different cool ones. Like you found like some tiny conch shell kind of things?
Yeah, tiny ones. We found like 4 right in a row. I've never found a conch shell at the beach.
Yeah. Do you think it was that guy that he was like trying to sell us shells?
I don't think so, because his were really shiny. They had like guys walking around with the little conch shells, but they were like this big. And they had like super shiny, like they put shellac on them or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just know when we were in the water, he was yelling at us about something.
Oh.
Like I didn't know if he was trying to sell us some shells or what.
He's probably like, don't take my shells. I need those.
Yeah, like how weird to sell people seashells by the seashore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe his name's Shelly.
Shelly. But one of the things there that kind of like is a cornerstone of the community is this huge pier. Like it goes 5 miles out into the ocean.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I looked it up. It is the longest pier in the world.
Wow.
That is a commercial pier. Like it's not considered a leisure pier where you can like ride your bike out on it and stuff like that.
Just like a regular walk
down,
walk back.
So cruise ships will come in on it. Big like tankers or what are those ships that like put the shipping containers
Like
on?
the cargo ships.
Yeah, cargo ships, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, there's this huge long pier. And at night it's really cool because you can see all the lights on along the pier and just go out to the ocean and just disappear basically.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And then also there was they have a Poseidon statue.
Yeah.
Like god of the sea, right? Yeah, it's like a Greek god.
Greek god of the sea.
Yeah, but it's in the water. Like it
yeah.
looks super cool. It's huge. It's like
He's big.
It's like 10 feet tall.
I was looking for I know it's not Ariel's dad, but I was looking for the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I wanted to say I do stand corrected on Progresso. I thought it would be a very old, sleepy beach town, which there are a lot of retirees there and stuff, but there was quite a bit to do. I mean, it's not like a party town like Playa del Carmen, but really good restaurants. They had this boardwalk that went, we were in kind of more of the local neighborhoods. Once you cross the pier, you go into more of the touristy area. But yeah, lots of good restaurants, shops. Nobody was super like pushy with trying to sell us shit.
No, thank God.
Yeah. What else do they have? Oh, like carnival games. Their carnival rides. I guess they used to have a Ferris wheel, but the hurricane this past year like blew it into the ocean or some shit.
I couldn't even imagine just seeing it. There goes the Ferris wheel. Oh my God.
And a lot of just like, instead of like normal restaurants, they'd have little shipping containers along the boardwalk, the Malecon.
The Malecon.
And you could just go to a little restaurant. Like you could eat, whatever, like they had desserts, snacks, full on restaurants just in these little shipping containers.
We had dinner at one of it. It was like a food truck, but more upscale somehow.
Yeah.
More like stable. I don't know.
What else did we do there? Oh, the dinosaur meteorite museum.
So cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's the Chicxulub meteorite.
Say that 10 times fast.
Chicxulub. And so this is the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs.
Yes.
It was one of the great extinction events 66 million years ago. It literally hit right there, like at right off of Progresso in the ocean, but it took out this huge radius of, on the land and in the sea. Through dust and water up into the air that blocked out the sun, started fires. There was earthquakes, hurricanes, like everything. Like it was a cataclysmic event.
Yes.
And so it happened right there. So they have a little museum that you can go in. We got to touch some meteorites and see some cool fossils and stuff.
I really thought this museum was going to be a little janky. A little like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Because the one dinosaur that's outside kind of looks like the Gatorland in Florida, if you've ever seen that. Some kind of fake, I don't know how you make a dinosaur look more real, but I was like, okay, this is going to be what it is. They did a great job. It was amazing. The whole process of everything that we went through, from like, we had a guide and videos and all that. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really interesting. My dad really liked it because he had no idea. I'm like, I think your high school education failed you, because if he had like no clue about the meteorite.
I'm sure he did. He probably just forgot.
Maybe, but yeah, he loved it. He was like, that was the highlight of my trip. It was so interesting, and it is kind of cool to see that area, because I talk about it a lot in my tours that I do, because the meteorite is what caused all the cenotes in the peninsula. And actually, if you look at the cenotes on a map, they all they're closer together and line the outside of the crater. Like, you can't see the crater. It's so massive, like you're in the crater. And it happened 66 million years ago, so you don't really see any of it. It's under the water and under the city, and it's just, there's not like a big ridge like the one we saw in Arizona.
Right. But they could see with like the
geographical
mapping,
like the topography and stuff. Yeah, you can see the cenotes are all right around the rim of it.
Yeah, it's like a perfect half circle.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people in my tours, like, it zapped the underground bedrock of like limestone and stuff. That's why all the cenotes exist, and all the water is underneath the ground, because there's no above ground rivers in our state. Yeah. So yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, but yeah, it was super cool. And then we finished it all that day off with it was maybe like a 25-minute walk from like the kind of the main boardwalk to where we were staying. Yeah. And we were going to eat dinner right in front of our hotel, basically, at that little Italian restaurant. that was in a shipping container.
Yep.
So it was like a 25-minute walk back. We were about to do it or take an Uber or something.
Yeah.
And there was this party bus, double-decker party bus, just blaring like American pop music or something.
Dance
Like,
pop music,
from like the
whatever.
2000s.
Yeah.
And we're like, we'd asked Sydney the first day, we're like, what is that thing? Like, how do you get on it? Like, she like had no idea.
Yeah.
And we're walking back and we see it sitting there like at a bus stop. And we're like, should we get on it? And I'm like, let me see how much it is. So I walk over and I check it out. And I just see like 4 or 5 people just get on and go upstairs. So we're like,
oh, it's free.
Maybe it's free. So we're like, fuck it, let's do it. So we all hop on. We get on the top of this double-decker party bus.
It was so nice.
And it takes off, it starts going around the city. And it was like the weirdest tour because it didn't go, I mean, it went by like the lighthouse and everything.
Yeah, that was nice.
It was just going through neighborhoods and shit. Like
It didn't say any, they're not like, hey, next is this on the right, this on the left. Nope, none of that.
So it gets over, 25 minutes walking away to the restaurant we were going to eat at in our hotel and everything in Sydney's house. And we're like, is there any other stops?
Yeah.
And it did not stop. So we rode right by the restaurant we were going to eat at. And it ended up going in a loop, coming back around to the place we started at. So it was worth it. But we did find out it was not free. The lady came up and what was it? Like 150 pesos for 5 of us, which is like $7. So what was it? 30 pesos a person?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like $1.50. So
was
definitely worth it. Impromptu party bus. Do it if you see it.
I liked it. I hope that lady worked for them too.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, she just took our money.
I think it was just a random lady coming up and asking.
Yeah. But the next morning we were eating breakfast at this place called Crabsters.
Mm-hmm.
Very
classy.
Yeah, very unique name.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really good food though.
It was.
But I'm just taking a video of like the boardwalk and the ocean and the beach and everything, and I'm scanning by, and we're on this table by the balcony. On a patio area, and I look down and there's a fucking dog like in the flower bed in the bushes. And first of all, I thought it was a cat, then I realized it was a dog.
Oh my god.
Then I realized this dog is sleeping, and so it was like a street dog.
You're like, is it dead?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on with it?
I
So
know.
but I could see him breathe, and he was just snoozing in there. So he probably jumps up there and sleeps in that little flower bed to like get away from the
Everything.
tourists and so, whatever. Somebody had left him a little bowl of water, but I was like, oh, he's probably so hungry. So my mom had some ham and eggs, and we had some tortillas on the table. So I made him a little breakfast taco.
You did.
Yeah.
and he loved it.
Yeah, he did. He ate it all, and then except for the tortilla. And he took a little nap on it and used the tortilla as a pillow. So
cute.
I'm glad I am not the only one that doesn't like corn tortillas.
He's like, I'll pass.
Yeah.
I just want the meat.
Yeah, he's like, just give me the eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did give him something. My molletes. I gave him some sausage and stuff. From
Yeah,
there.
I was like, don't give him chorizo. Give him some eggs.
Yeah.
Give him something good for him. He loved it all.
Yeah. But I did want to say the Progresso Beach is a little wild. Normally when we go to a beach, they have vendors that are trying to sell you, fruit or some snacks or a coconut or something. They pulled out all the stops at Progresso.
They really did.
There was, first of all, there was a guy in a shark costume for some reason.
He was so cute, breaking it down,
There was a guy selling sunglasses.
which you needed.
I did need. I could have used it earlier. I didn't even think about going to the beach to buy sunglasses. Some guy was selling gold chains.
A lot of them, too.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. And then the best one was this guy was selling speakers on the beach, like Bluetooth speakers. He had them just hanging from his belt.
So smart.
Yeah.
Smartest thing I've ever
Genius.
seen.
But one of the weirdest things was they had a mural of Rocky Balboa on the pier with a quote from Rocky in Spanish. No clue what it has to do with anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody did. We tried to look
Yeah.
it up. Nothing.
Yeah. Maybe the artist got a little confused and the city was like, we need a mural for the Rocky Beach.
Yes. Maybe it's called the Rocky Beach.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, super weird. But I mean, hey, it was interesting. It was good people watching.
Oh yeah, great people.
Yeah,
watching.
and they did have really good snacks too. They were bringing lollipops and fucking candy bars and shit. Like it
all
was
the bread.
outside of the normal beach stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't the same stuff we see here. It was a little different.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that was basically Progresso. I would say, like, again, I would say good place to go. Maybe not for a week, but a lot of cruise ships will stop there.
Oh yeah.
So if you're going on a cruise and it stops there, pay attention to the things we just said, or shoot us a message and we can give you some places to eat or things to do, or whatever to check out. It's not a big city, but there are some. Oh, we went to the Mercado also, the market. Had some good stuff there.
That was good. We got some juice and some veggies and stuff like that.
And I didn't mention this earlier, but Merida does have Uber, so that was great.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, 15 minutes, $3.
Yeah.
$2, $5. Like
Uber and Didi.
Yeah,
Didi's
Didi's
like
the
their
other one.
Uber.
Yeah. But when we were going back from Progresso to Merida, we had Ubered up, and it was like 45 minutes. But a lot of the Ubers, with us having 4 people, are in these compact cars, and I was in the front, so I was fine. But you guys were squished in the back.
They're like tiny. Everyone had like a tiny hatchback. Every time it would roll up, we're just like cramming into this tiny like M&M candy. We're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the middle of your parents just like, yeah, I think the bus would be better to go home.
So there was a bus back for 27 pesos.
Amazing.
Yeah, which was like $1.20. We paid 108 pesos for all 4 of us to go back to Merida. 45 minutes, maybe even longer, maybe even 50 minutes.
Yeah.
For basically $5 total.
It was worth it. I mean, the bus could use a little work, but it got us there.
Yeah.
It's not the audio.
Yeah. So then we went back to we got back to Merida, and we had like maybe an hour or 2 to kill. So we went to this German restaurant and drank a bunch of Mexican beers there. We didn't even get a German beer.
Yeah, I think your dad didn't he, or no?
No, he got a Pilsner, but I don't think it was German. But
no.
Yeah, so got some good. What do we have? Not pretzel. Oh, we got some frites.
Yeah, frites.
Yeah.
Cheesy frites.
Cheesy frites. And then met a nice couple from Michigan.
Yeah, everywhere we go, I think it's your parents. They pull out the like Midwestern people, or you always find people that they just look at each other. Oh, hey, how are you? You want to chat? Let's chat. Where are you from? And then, we just make friends. It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, and I thought it was also funny because when we got back, that was Monday. Tuesday, I was scheduled for a tour with me and another guide, James, and we had 25 people, all from Michigan.
Wow.
So it must be a good time to come from Michigan.
Yeah, everybody's like, let's get out of here.
But they were great. It was they were on spring break. It was a bunch of families and their kids, and we went snorkeling with the turtles, ate at the restaurant. But yeah, they had a great time. I think we saw like 5 or 6 like huge sea turtles.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's your biggest tour yet.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of people.
And also, I believe they are now listeners. So I want to thank Christine and her family for following and listening along. So appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
And hope you had a great tour and a great rest of your vacation.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that is basically it. I think. Oh God, what do we have going on this weekend?
So much stuff. We got more people coming. We got things to do. Our friend just bought a house, so we're going to parties and celebrations out the wazoo.
Oh yeah, our friend Steve and his family are coming on a cruise to Cozumel, so we're gonna go over there one day and go see them from Atlanta.
Can't wait. We miss our Atlanta families.
Yes.
We really do. We're so excited.
God, and there's a lot. I mean, there's just a lot of people. I don't think we have a specific thing to do.
Yeah. We got friends from Florida coming to Tulum.
Yeah, got a couple other friends from Georgia and Atlanta coming as well. So it's gonna be busy.
It's gonna be a little busy.
It's gonna be busy.
Your parents are leaving soon.
Oh, I know.
There's gonna be a lot of in and out and going on.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll have some good stories for next week.
For sure.
But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And if you are, yes, you got something?
I'd like to say one little thing real quick.
Oh, sure.
My brothers, my twin brothers, my younger brothers, they turned 31 today.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm going to say feliz cumpleaños, happy birthday, Alex and Eric.
Yeah.
We hope you have a great day.
Happy birthday, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, your little baby brothers.
It's so weird. We're 10 years apart, so I'm always like, how old are they? Wait, how old am I? Okay, they're 31.
Yeah. And anybody younger than you always call them babies.
They're baby. Well, they're my babies.
I know, but like when you were working at the logistics company, you'd have people.
I call them kids.
Yeah, you were like, you were like 28 and they were like 24, and you're like, oh, they're babies. I was like, bitch, they're 4 years younger than you. They were freshmen when you were seniors.
Most of the time I was in my 30s and they're in their 20s.
True.
So they're baby,
Yeah,
10 years apart.
But now they're 31. Are they still babies?
They'll always be my
Oh,
babies.
yeah,
You guys will always be my babies.
Yes.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. But if you are enjoying the stories and the information, and or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But if you are enjoying what we're doing, we'd really appreciate any support you could be. You can visit buymeacoffee.com/Hansons on Hiatus. You can buy some virtual beers there, or you can go to hansonsonhiatus.com, grab something from the merch store. We also have our fucky Patreon. So if you want to be a little fucky for $1 a month, be a medium fucky for $5 a month, or you can be a big old fucky for $10 a month.
Love all our fuckies.
That's right. So yeah, we appreciate all that. So thank you. But don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, YouTube Music at Hansons on Hiatus. Hope you have a great, safe rest of your weekend. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.